Yes, it's that time of the year again. It's time to be obligated to see family members that we don't want to talk to, but more importantly, we got some stuff that is on sale for those of us who have a vice of spending too much money and collecting things even when they're on sale versus not. It really doesn't matter because we're collectors. We like to collect shit. And so, one of those vices, at least for me, after discovering them back in 2020/2021, would be McFarlane toys. So this video is going to be a form of curation, so to speak, and leaning more towards being a curation than it is a guide, a holiday curation, if you will, of what I consider to be the McFarlane go-tos for this holiday season. So it's going to range from things that are most definitely on sale, whether it be through a form of Black Friday sale, Cyber Monday sale, early Black Friday stuff, and then of course some things that I think are still really worthwhile pickups, whether they were released in 2023 or even earlier, since McFarlane owning the DC license, or at least licensing out the properties from WB and DC, and therefore I personally think are really good pickups if you're willing to get something for that someone that loves McFarlane toys, loves DC Comics, wants to collect things from that property, and so on. So this is kind of like my collection, or my, like I said, curation of things to look out for. And it's mainly going to be McFarlane toys and Amazon. I tried to look for some things on Walmart and Target, and they're a little bit sketchy because with Walmart, you have third-party sellers using Walmart to sell their stuff. Target's a little weird because sometimes what they have online varies what's in store, because sometimes they have things online that are a little bit discounted, but then some people report walking into a Target and finding something for like $5 because that specific Target is clearancing it. So it's kind of muddy, and therefore I'm not really including them too much. And it's also pretty important to note that this is my personal curation. It may differ. There may be some things here and there that might be omitted that you were expecting there to be. I just think that these are the most worthwhile things for me personally. And so the first thing that we're going to take a look at here is Demon Slayer. No, I'm kidding. No, it still kind of blows my mind, just a smidge, that I understand Diablo, I understand Warcraft, and most definitely Spawn since McFarlane created the property, but Demon Slayer? Alright. No. My first pick is going to be, actually, this wasn't going to be my first pick, but I'm just going to go from the order of the tabs that I do have open. This ended up being actually a last minute addition because I opened up the McFarlane toy store prior to recording this and found this and thought to myself, you know what? This is actually kind of sweet. You have the entirety of the Last Night on Earth exclusive 5-pack in that kind of decorative, very collective packaging where you have the very big kind of box that opens up with the lid, and inside waiting for you are the 4 main figures, which of course are going to be Batman, Omega, Scarecrow, Wonder Woman, and then the Build-A-Figure Bane, which is not necessarily the best Bane. I mentioned this in a short, and I did cover all these figures in shorts format, so if you guys want to go to my shorts tab, the shorts section on my channel, I did shorts reviews on all 5 of these figures. And some of them kind of, it took me by surprise and I thought they were pretty cool, and then others kind of let me down, especially for the value that you're spending. Like Scarecrow, $25 for that is kind of a little tiffy, and then the Bane Build-A-Figure, I personally don't think it's all that worth it, but at least here, the Build-A-Figure is already built for you, so you don't have to go through the extremities and through the frustrations of building that goddamn thing, because I personally didn't think it was the best Build-A-Figure. But what I think is probably the most important thing is the deal. It's going for $75. And frankly, that means that you're getting 5 figures for the price of what is generally 3 Build-A-Figures. So not a bad pickup. It's not necessarily, however, the biggest priority one, not the biggest deal, because like I said, there are some discrepancies happening with the quality of the figures at hand here. But this is what I wanted to start with, Santa Batman. I know, Batman as Santa, it was kind of a given that McFarlane was going to do it, especially as we kind of inch a little closer here to the holiday season. Now, there are 2 variants. There's a blue one and a red one. Personally, I will go with the red one because Santa, you know, is decked out in red, so why not? And plus, I prefer red versus blue as far as color preference. Even though I heard some people say that blue is technically the more accurate color because Batman would probably deck himself out with a blue outfit because he's had blue in the comics before. But my personal preference would be red, especially with the gold accented bat symbol and the shoulder guards and all that stuff, and the red bag. It just fits. Now, it is a little steep in my opinion for it to be $30, but what kind of wins me over is, like I said, the novelty of having having Batman be dressed up as Santa, having the beard, having the outfit. Even though looking a little closer, the outfit is simply just a retool slash repaint of the Endless Winter Batman, which I already have, and I'm not exactly the biggest fan of, which is why I personally have not pulled the trigger on this. But should McFarlane, I would say, if McFarlane does a sale as we get closer to the actual Christmas Day, or Christmas Eve, and out of nowhere, because I know that sometimes they like to do this, they put some kind of deal saying, hey, we'll toss this in for free if you spend like $50 at the McFarlane toy store for a certain bundle, or like the Last Night on Earth wave, or some other wave that's on sale right now, or some other item that is exclusive to the store that you've been wanting, and they want to toss this in for free. That's definitively a pickup. 30 is a little steep. 25 would have been a little bit better, and then 20 would be a steal. So if they manage to discount it to 20, or if they toss it in as a freebie for some case, then that would be nice. But I personally wasn't a huge fan of the Endless Winter Buck, and so them reusing it for this novelty item, sure, it's a gold label, it's a MTS exclusive, and it's cool to see Batman as Santa, but I would say keep an eye on this one. It's not a definitive must-have right now, but something to keep on your radar. Now, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you know about McFarlane Toys, you keep up with them as far as releases, as far as announcements, and you know that this is probably one of their bigger announcements most recently, especially after, I believe it was New York Comic Con, and most certainly those leaks, the Batman and Robin bundle. Now, separately, they go for the standard price of $25 a pop, but right now, over at the McFarlane Toy Store, you can get the entirety of the bundle and all 4 figures, including the Mr. Freeze Build-A-Figure that's packaged in separately with each one of them for $84.97. So you're saving $15. So you're kind of getting Mr. Freeze about half off-ish, sort of, kind of right about right there. And if my math is correct, which most certainly it's not, right now it's set to come out in December, but I know that sometimes when it comes to figure releases for any company, whether it be McFarlane or Marvel Legends, sometimes the release date, whether you see them sometimes in store versus when they ship out from online is a little sketch, it's a little weird. Let's just say on the Marvel Legends side, there's certain figures that are apparently already showing up in certain stores, and now I'm trying to keep a lookout on my local Target and Walmart because now I'm like, God damn it, the hunt is back on. However, without going into too many details because I don't know how legit this is, but let's just say that this is on sale for $84.97, and you could probably, if you do a quick Google search or a Reddit search, you can maybe save a little bit of extra cash using specific codes if they haven't already been fully redeemed or you haven't already used them in the past. Just saying. Staying with certain bundle deals at the McFarlane Toy Store, they got this like fan appreciation deal, which is this bundle right here, which is going to be the Hush Black and Gray Batman, the Two-Face as Batman, which is basically a repaint of that aforementioned figure, only with the Two-Face head sculpt, and the Batwing figure, and they're even throwing in what is likely some extra stock of the Batfleck Batcycle from the Flash movie. So you get all of these things together for $50 flat. Of course, there's going to be shipping and taxes, but $50. So you're saving literally $40. You could say that you're getting the Batcycle for free, and then probably $10 off of one of those standard 7-inch figures. So if you were maybe in the market for about 2 or 3 things of this, then that's pretty nice. But let's be transparent here. They're trying to get rid of some of the overstock, whether it be Batwing because he is warming some pegs here in my local area, and then the Batcycle because they probably got some leftover from the Flash movie, which I'm definitely in the market for as far as the Batcycle, but just by itself because I literally already have all 3 figures. So if I can come across this at a Target, because I have heard some people report that Target has been clearancing some of these Batcycles for like $15. I think some people even reported $12. That I'm down for. But if you were in the market for all 4 of these, this is not a bad pickup. And staying on track with that theme, even though this does not speak to me whatsoever, but we got the brand new, what is this, Wave 2 or Wave 1? Because I know Wave 3 just got announced. I want to say this is Wave 2, which is the Sinestro, Hawkman, and Firestone bundle, part of the Collector's Edition, which unfortunately, I gotta be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the Collector's Edition wave that McFarlane is doing right now because he's upping the charge about, you could almost argue $10. And sure, ever so often you get a figure that has some extra accessories, but he just tossed in the stand and then you got cooler packaging, but then that's it, and it's only $10 more, and it's not a Build-A-Figure, so I'm like, Yeah, where's that money going to? I feel like it's kind of inflating it a little bit, unless there's like a legit Batman that I know I can't find in any other capacity besides the collector's edition wave, then sure. But right now, none of the collector's edition figures have personally spoke to me unless it's a platinum chase, which is mainly where it's at with this wave. But if you were in the market to get Firestorm, Hawkman, and Sinestro all together and they're missing from your collection, you can get them for about $15 off right now at MTS. Before we move on to Amazon, I literally just found one legit Target pickup only because I feel like we're inching close to that time period where maybe you might not see this figure anymore in stores, at least the default one. You'll see the Jokerized version, but not necessarily the default version of the Red Robin. I personally think that he looks cool because of the color scheming and the wings. And right now at Target, he is $13.99 if you order it online. However, what even makes me a little trepidatious is the fact that it's only available via shipping, and Target only offers shipping for free on orders over, I think it's like $35 or something like that, or $35 offer. So if you're able to bundle it with something else that you've been meaning to get, whether it be a video game or something, and your order is over 35, then he's $13.99. You save about $6, and the shipping is free. But outside of that, you're probably better off taking your chances trying to find it in store or throw it some other capacity. But I just thought I would toss this Target listing onto this list. Beyond that, like I mentioned at the top of this video, Target is a little weird because there's some deals happening online, but you're probably better off trying to find some stuff in store, especially since each individual Target is clearancing certain items better than others. Okay, now we get to some of the heavy hitters over on Amazon. Amazon would probably be your next biggest bet beyond the direct source, which is McFarlane Toy Store. Now, this isn't a deal. This isn't a Black Friday steal. This is nothing that has to do with discounts or whatever, but I just have to give a shout out. Despite my Bale Batman having his upside down belt, I still think that one of the definitive pickups of this year that is actually full on in stock, as you can see right now, is going to be the movie 6-pack. It's at the default price of $120, so get away from that eBay listing, that Mercari listing saying that, oh, for about $150, I can give it to you. Hell, even Big Bad Toy Store, I don't know what the hell they're doing upcharging that thing, but right now over at Amazon, it's $120, and I think I know why. I think some hands have been shaken behind the scenes, because I did notice that in the title, it says Gold Label Amazon Exclusive. This was not an Amazon exclusive earlier this year. What the hell, McFarlane? Did you guys grease some palms to have all of your stock, remaining stock at least, go to Amazon? And therefore, that's why Target and I guess Best Buy had it listing at one point. And most especially Target no longer carry it, or Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth no longer carry it. And that's why Big Bad Toy Store was starting to upcharge a little bit, is because they were starting to deplete their resources. And now it looks like Amazon managed to buy out all of their stock. That's just a theory, allegedly. I have to say allegedly, but I mean this was not here when I first bought it back earlier in the summer. There was no indication that it was Gold Label or Amazon exclusive. So my theory is that something happened, and it explains as to why they were able to keep the price the same, and it's fully available in stock right now, ready to ship. Right now it's showing delivery in amongst a few days to where I'm at, so if you guys are quick enough, you're able to get your own 6-pack as well. I mean, for figures, not for... No, I can't help you with that. And speaking of those Gold Label exclusives, one that really was an Amazon exclusive from the very beginning, also another good pickup in my opinion because of the exclusivity, admittedly, but also because it's a cool little piece for people who missed out on the original Batmobile. You love the 89 movie. You got the Gold Label 89 2-pack, which comes with the Keaton, with the Gold Label accents on the belts, which, like I said, I'm subjectively prefer the much straighter up, definitive yellow belts that he comes with in the 6-pack. But at least here you get that Keaton, and then you get the matted finish, the much more accurate Batmobile, for the standard price of $74.99, ready, available to ship right now. So, like I said, get away from the scalping, and right now Amazon got a little bit of the hookup, at least while supplies last. And then these next two are a little weird because, again, they're not really on sale, but I just think that they're really good pickups for the price right now, but should they inflate a little bit, I would say then wait and see if there's further sales we get closer to Christmas. But I just think that they're really, really, really good figures and should definitely, they're definitely deserving of your attention. One of them happens to be the Speeding Bullets Batman, which is basically Superman as Batman. Right now, it's being found over on Amazon for $21.27. So it's a strange price, but technically you can get it for close to retail if you haven't been able to find it. Because I know that sometimes you could kind of press your chances and try to find it at a Walmart or a Target. But right now, ready to ship. I think it qualifies for Prime. It doesn't seem like there's any extra charges on orders, free delivery, or fastest delivery if you order within the, yeah, like I don't really see any problem right there. And then of course you could always navigate the section where it says new and used to see if there's some other options where maybe it's a little bit cheaper by a couple of bucks, but you might have to pay shipping. But I just think that this is an honorable mention, so to speak, for a figure that, like I said, deserves a little bit of attention because this is one of my favorite Batman figures, which is really ironic because technically it's not even Batman, it's Superman. And while we're on that subject, we got this guy, which does press its limits a little bit with the price. It's going for $33.61, which is a little inflated, but it's only because of how cool Azrael Batman with the armor here looks, especially with the aesthetics of the silver and red. I personally recommend this figure because it's pretty cool, and I love this aesthetic. It's one of my favorite get-ups for Azrael. And like I said, $33.61 is not a bad price, even though it's technically above MSRP, but I just think that that's better than going to a scalper who's probably going to be, because I've seen this guy go for about 50 or 60 bucks in the aftermarket. So I would say, you know, give this guy a chance. But if he's not in any capacity, you know, priority in your collection, then that's okay. So then we get into some weird highlights here that are on sale only because I think they're pretty cool. But at the same time, there's a couple of asterisks. I always had my eye on this 12-inch statue of the Pattinson Batman from the Batman 2022 movie. It's a statue, so it's not articulated, but I do think it's really well sculpted. I've seen it in person, but I always thought it was a little much or a little underwhelming for the full $40 price tag. Right now, it's currently 35% off at $25.98 over on Amazon. However, I have seen this guy literally like once, well, I want to say 2 or 3 times throughout the year fall a little under 20 bucks, like 18, like 17 or 18. But then it disappears because that's actually a worthwhile price. So I would say, you know, add this to your save for later or whatever, because I would most definitely pick it up for, you know, 25 is not that bad of a price, but I have kept it in my save for later section in the off chance that Amazon sends me the notification saying, hey, this guy's now about 17 or 18 bucks, or maybe even 16. That's, I think, where you should pull the trigger, because I most definitely will. Because I'm generally not a statue collector, but after seeing it in person a couple of times, this guy's not half bad. And I know that there's a variant out there that was a Walmart exclusive, the gold one, but there's just something very clean about the black look already that I personally prefer. Now, he may have some discrepancies as far as sculpting. I have a full-length review of this guy on my channel if you guys want to go check that out for more details. But I would say that the Red Hood figure from Arkham Knight by McFarlane is actually not a bad pickup at that price. Full price is where things were just a little strange because, like I said, I had some problems with this, a little bit of the articulation and the weird effects, because you know this guy uses guns, so you have to resort to the munitions pack. But at 12 bucks, that's actually a pretty good deal. If I didn't already own him, I would most definitely pick him up. However, at the time of this recording, you might have to act fast because it looks like it's one of those Black Friday lightning deals that has been 51% claimed, so you have 49% remaining to be able to claim this directly from Amazon and take advantage of this price. And it looks like it's the similar case for the Joker, but from Mortal Kombat 11. This is the Mortal Kombat 11 interpretation of the Joker, where he appeared as DLC. Again, at 20 bucks, I thought it was kind of pushing its luck a little bit. I thought it was a little bit too much. But right now it's flat half off at 10 bucks. And you can see right here that most people either don't care for it, but I would say give it a shot. I just thought it would shed some light or give it a little bit of attention because it's only 15% claimed. So 10 bucks, it's not a bad pickup, but if you feel like it's just going to be taking up space, then I wouldn't necessarily blame you. But for me, it is the Joker, and I didn't really mind using him in Mortal Kombat 11, so I wouldn't mind a figure from him, but It's entirely up to you. The same could be said for what is likely the next round of clearance figures they're easily trying to get rid of. In fact, I'm kind of surprised they're not doing some kind of bundle deal over at the MTS. I didn't see it, but maybe I didn't go through enough pages. So if you did by some chance see it, again, let me know. But it looks like not only Amazon, but also I believe Target is doing a clearance out sale on the Blue Beetle figures. They definitely didn't really move as many units as they were expecting. So we have the two versions of Blue Beetle, the battle mode and the standard version, both going for $13.99 as I flip back and forth. Surprisingly, on Amazon, the standard edition does have a coupon if you want to discount an additional 66 cents, I guess. And I guess while we're on that subject of the Blue Beetle stuff, you do have the Carapax Mega figure, which was retailed at 40 bucks, now going for $27.99. This looks cool, but I would most definitely pick it up once it gets closer to that like $13 or $14 range. I'm just saying. I'm just personally saying. But for the price of the $13.99, I always thought that these figures did look cool. I'm just prioritizing other stuff as we get closer here to the holiday season, like let's say the girlfriend's present, family presents. And then if there's some leftover cash, maybe I'll pick up Blue Beetle because the figures do look cool. It's just that there's always that kind of disconnection of the character that kind of puts me at pause because I'm like, don't know much about Blue Beetle. I haven't even seen the movie. God. Oh, and I almost forgot. Killer Croc. I personally believe this is actually one of the more impressive mega figures out there from one of my favorite games of all time, Arkham Asylum. And you have some really great detail on the scales. The articulation's pretty nice. Kind of wish he would come with some accessories, but like I said, I kind of gave this guy a bit of a glowing review when I did my full-blown review of him earlier, was it this year or late last year? And right now, he is part of a lightning Black Friday deal going for that $27.99 that Carapax was going for. But I feel like Killer Croc is a little bit more worth it. So going from 40 to 28. And like I mentioned before, it's not a standard sale. It's a lightning deal or a Black Friday timed sale where you have a limited amount of time before it's fully claimed. And right now it's already 50% claimed. So you could see that some people are in fact making moves on it. So you better act fast as of the time of this recording. And you most definitely should act fast on my last two Amazon recommendations, which are going to be the Duke Thomas Batman with the heavy metal guitar / axe, the armor, the gothic look. I really do like this figure. I really do not understand why he didn't move too much. But sadly, it showed in the numbers. And obviously, they're putting a sale on him. Similar to the Blue Beetle figures, it's going for the $13.99. This one doesn't seem like it's time. So you got a little bit of time, a little bit of wiggle room to pick him up. Whether it be through Amazon or I think he might also be going for $13.99 in retailers like Walmart or Target, mainly Target. But you know what is in fact a lightning deal, and I cannot tell you to act fast on it, and it looks like some other people are. 81% claimed already. The Lee Bermejo Batman. I love this figure. It's part of the Page Punchers wave. It's actually one of my first, if not probably my first Page Puncher figure that I reviewed on the channel that I collected, and I'm so glad that I did because I love this guy. I love his getup. I love the tactical armorized suit. The design by Lee Bermejo, the comic and the bundle deal that comes with the Batarang, the base, and just the overall sculpt and detail. Like I said, I have a full-blown review on the channel. You guys can look it up. But right now, going from $25 to $11? Come on, man. How does that meme go? Come on, dog. Come on, man. Whatever that meme is. If you're a McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman collector and this guy's still not part of your collection, what the hell are you doing? He's already 81% claimed. There's only 19% left to go for that $10.99 sale. I would say pick it up. It's part of Prime. If you have Prime, it's free shipping. I simply do not understand why you haven't gotten him already. And while you're at it, it's not as good of a sale, but you do have the Superman that's part of that wave, only $5 off, but he's actually not a bad pickup. But above all, prioritize this Batman, because for $10.99, this guy is a steal. Holy shit. I'm sorry for the squaring, but I would say this is a definitive pickup, and frankly, it's a perfect figure to end my recommendations on. And like I said at the beginning of the video, this is my personal curation of what I found that I stood out to me and made me go, yeah, this is actually pretty cool and it's going for a pretty effective price. or it's simply just available, like the 6-pack or the gold label 89 2-pack, because I just think, okay, these are some of the highlights that came out this year. This would make for that ultimate gift for a McFarlane toy collection that you know, whether it be a loved one or someone in the family, and you look at that thing and go, yo, that will make their day come Christmas morning. So that's what I found and stood out to me, but that could vary from what you've found. And if you guys have some your own personal highlights or certain items that kind of stood out to you, let me know down below. If by some chance, there's something that you looked at and said, yo, you didn't mention this thing is pretty cool, found this over at Walmart, found this over at Target. I know that YouTube can be a little weird with pricing, so maybe just put it discreetly as far as like naming the prices. Just mention the name and where you found it at, because something tells me that YouTube is going to be doing their effective work of trying to limit spam comments. But I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys are going to say as far as recommendations. And if you found any of my recommendations in this curation helpful as far as helping you out shop for that McFarlane toy collector in your family or in your social circle, and you're looking to purchase any of these things, there are going to be affiliate links in the description, mainly for Amazon, but I'm going to try to also fit in some Entertainment Earth in there. They do help with the channel, full disclaimer, but at least they'll help you out picking some of these items up, ship them to you in time for Christmas, because I know that now we're all running around with our heads cut off, like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to make everyone happy, because that's what the holidays are all about. Trying to get the job done. And try not to be miserable, right? Happy holidays in advance, and I'll see you guys later. In the meantime, though, stay humble.